You're watching Drake Wing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drake Wing Gaming, and somebody on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Tian He Hui. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, we're up, and let's go. Your commission here is more complicated than we see on the surface here. I will think of a solution, but rest easy. Any commissions we have accepted will be completed with our utmost effort. This is the creed we Tian He Hui lived by. As for now, however, let's focus on the missing cases first. Even though this old self really doesn't wish for the two of you to risk your lives any further, but we finally caught his tail. With some extra effort, we will bring that culprit to justice. Bai Yu, Tian He Hui, receive your orders. Yes, master. Yo, work time's here. Tomorrow morning, return to Zhizhao at once. Do whatever necessary to capture his tail. We will not allow Markless to cause chaos here in Wang. At once. Not sleepy anymore. Little Sally, receive your orders. Here. Fly a pigeon to Ru Feng. Request her to return to Tian He Hui with haste. Understand. Colonel, Mosiah, you and you, our new and young brother. As for you three... I gulped a little, not knowing what kind of job the master would pass over to me. The three of you will remain on standby, and for Tex, you can try and start from the basics. Try taking on some simpler commissions. Yes, sir. Yeah, alright then. Yes, I'll do my best. That's it then, meeting adjourned. Oh, finally finished. Mosiah, did you take all the keynotes down? I'm done taking notes of the necessary parts. Then I shall go and prepare for my morning shift. There's a few patients I need to go and attend to soon enough. Master, let me carry you back upstairs. No need for that, little Sally. I have some other business to handle. You can go and prepare for today's work. Looks like everyone's going to tend to their work. Everyone slowly left the lot to do their own things. It would be awkward of me to linger here any longer, so I decided to follow everyone out. Everyone else can leave except Bai Yu. I request you to refrain from leaving for a while. I turned to look at Bai Yu, seeing him startled from the old master's calling for him to stay. A complicated and awkward expression started to form on his face. Yes. Is there something special the master needs to relay to Bai Yu alone? But what should I do next? Should I go and check whether there is any job I can take, or... Come on, Tex. It's opening time soon. Remember to be upbeat when welcoming the guests in. Just as I was perplexed about what to do, Sally noticed my expression and came over to grab my hand. My ears were twitching vigorously in my sight. Let's go. I began following Sally to my station. There are a lot of things to explain to you soon, like how to welcome guests or what kind of forms to sign for different types of commissions. There's much for you to understand and remember. I can't wait for my first day of work here. Go ahead, buddy. I'm gonna go back to my room, since I have a few commissions to follow up on today. One second, y'all. Water time. Alright, guys and gals, and we are back. Let's go ahead and jump back into it, shall we? Are you that busy? Then you should go and tend to your matters. Tian He Hui began to jog back to his room. I don't really know what he is being impatient about, but maybe that's just his usual personality at work. Remember to come to Wei Chen Hall to find me. I need to inspect the state of your arm wound. I feel like it's already recovered, though. Either way, I'll be sure to come later. Colonel smiled at me and then waved goodbye to us while heading in the opposite direction. Try your best to learn from Sally, and don't cause trouble for the others. Aren't you going to the parlor with us? I have these meeting notes with me to organize, so I won't be going with you guys for now. If I have the time, I'll come over. It's a short walk from the master's loft to the parlor, but now it's only me and Sally left. This sudden silence made me feel uneasy. Just as I was thinking about this... Boom! Rumble! Let's get ready to rumble! Okay. Was that thunder? The sudden thunder boom startled me. I immediately turned my head and rushed to the direction where the thunder sound was coming from. Doesn't look like it's about to rain, though. The thunder came from the direction of the master's loft, right? Sally came over to calm me, patting me on the back. Seems like it. What's happening? Old master is angry. I raised my head and looked to the loft in the distance, and saw flashes of blue light piercing through the windowsill, causing the birds nearby to panic and fly away in fear. Bai Yu, is he alright? Rewinding the time to a short moment before, after everyone left, the loft now looks more deserted, leaving Bai Yu and the old master as the only ones left in the room. Bai Yu, I suppose you know why I asked you to stay behind. Yes. Care to explain why'd you take the thunder drums out with you under my nose, without my permission? Do you have any idea how dangerous this act of yours is? My sincerest apologies. It is truly your disciple's fault for overstepping his bounds and taking it without permission. You are growing bolder day by day. His eyes glared in a rolling rage, while sending forth a sudden burst of aura and pressure, causing a turbulence indoors with whispers of thunder rolling within the pressurized winds. Do you have any idea of what stage of training you are at to dare evoke the 8 thunder drums on your own? Any idea? Ignoring the fact of you using it without my permission for now, do you have any idea of the severity of this choice you made? Your disciple knows the danger that lies behind the legacy relics, but since joining Tian He Hui several years ago, I have not forsaken a day of training and practice, and now I am able to control 5 of the 8 drums. Please, Master, calm your anger. 5? If Master do not believe it, then allow this disciple of yours to show it, on the spot. Come forth, thunder drums of 8! With a wave of his hand, 8 flashes of lightning zoomed into the loft like pythons and began rotating behind the Master's back. Since you said it yourself, then allow this old self to witness how far you have grown over these years. You said you can control 5 thunder drums. Very well. Then today, by your own power, seize 5 of the drums from my control. If you can do that, then I shall not inquire further about this matter. Do you understand, Bai Yu? Yes, Master. His eyes were determined. Bai Yu remained steadfast in front of his master, unwavering, without a sign of fear in him. I was planning to put the drums back quietly. With his hands in front of him, Bai Yu stared at the 8 thunder drums behind his master with full concentration and took a deep breath. If I followed Master's training regime throughout my life, then yes, I will be able to completely control the drums after many years of training. But if I simply do so, then I will never know when I can do it, or to what extent I can do it. With a flash of red shining in his eyes, azure lightning began weaving around Bai Yu. An air current slowly rises from the floor, and sounds of electricity begin coursing the room. You are indeed right, Master, but your disciple wishes to learn through real scenarios and find his weaknesses through practices. If I can learn something from this and make a leap in progress, then I am willing to break the rules to be the bad student for once. Once more, I apologize for my disobedience, but this is my realization and determination. The air began to hum in an undercurrent of a storm, as the birds outside began to flee from his unnatural wall of thunder. I suppose I should learn from Tian He Hui sometimes. Heed my call, 8 drums of thunder. Boom! What? With a commanding roar from Bai Yu, the thunder drum shuddered and began to get pulled over to him by some unseen force, endlessly resonating in a booming noise. And within seconds the drums flew over, breaking themselves from the Master's control like wild horses, and flew over behind Bai Yu. 1, 2, until 5, even the 6th drum under the Master's control began to shake. To think this child has already reached such heights. He began closing his eyes, and a gratified smile appeared on his lips. Break! Ugh! With another wave of his hand, a shockwave echoed across the hall, driving waves of dust. Not only did it break through the waves of lightning and thunder, but the shockwave also dismantled the drum formation behind Bai Yu. As expected, my training level is a far cry from the Master's. Bai Yu, anything else you wish to say? The wolf turned to look at the 5 drums lying on the floor beside him, powerless and motionless. His eyes drooped down, and a complex feeling began to brew in his heart. Just as he was about to say the first thing in his mind, Bai Yu tightened his fist, forcing himself to calm down. He grits his teeth, and his frowning brows tell his story of inner conflict. Continue to argue with this master, or accept his mistake? Finally, Bai Yu slowly opened his mouth and said, I am willing to accept my punishment. Oh, since when did I say I'd do that? Huh? You did what I asked for, and so I shall not pursue this matter any further. And where is the need for me to punish you? But I couldn't block that attack of yours. Our agreement was you seizing 5 of the drums from my control, not blocking an attack from me. With that performance of yours just now, it is more than enough. That blast of shockwave was meant to disperse the massive amount of uncontrollable energy gathering upon you. You meant, perhaps your skills has indeed reached the stage of controlling 5 of the drums, but that power of the thunder, it seems you do not have what it takes to control that freely yet. And if I did not unleash that strike, how would you have used that great amount of energy if you were free to use it, With that question, Bai Yu was stunned into silence. He stopped and was about to respond, though uncertain in the words to say it in. He knows it very well that if he couldn't disperse that wave of thunder energy and instead abruptly released it, the loft and the surrounding forest would be razed in an instant, with he himself suffering heavy injuries. This disciple of yours didn't know. He remorsefully bowed his head and thought back to the core tenet of his master's teaching, and how he ignored the danger within, feeling quite embarrassed about the fact. But I have to admit, the training I've given you so far were too conservative. Perhaps I was just afraid of something like this would happen one day, and if this old self couldn't be there in time, things may happen in a way where he won't even be able to regret it. After all these years, you have grown so much. After listening to your side of the argument, I've given thoughts about it. Perhaps it is time for you to handle the legacy relics now, which is why... The tense atmosphere made Bai Yu gulp nervously. I, your master, now officially allow you to use the 8 Thunder Drums during future missions. But until you can completely control all 8 of the Thunder Drums, I will not officially pass down the relic to you. Do you understand? This is my decision. Thank you, master. I promise not to insult your teaching and train harder from now on, aiming to control the 8 Thunder Drums as soon as possible. Facing Bai Yu's passionate confession, the master remained silent with his eyes closed. Master? Is he thinking about something, or perhaps... Oh, whoa. After a few seconds, Bai Yu noticed the master has returned to the chair. His small, lithe figure's chest can be seen rising up and down rhythmically with his breathing. He now gives off the image of a completely different person from the dignified elderly just moments ago. Oh, Ru Fang, yours are truly the softest. Ho ho ho. Oh god. Should have expected that. Master's asleep once more. This is a habit that everyone in Tian He Hui knows of the Master. As someone of his age, Old Master would fall asleep randomly and spontaneously without any signs. Short ones may last a few hours, while longer ones could last for days. Everyone eventually called this habit static meditation. Bai Yu walked forth, carried the sleepy elder in his arms, and led him back to his room upstairs. Bai Yu could only smile wryly in response to this situation. The best he could do for his old-age teacher was to take care of him in his own way, just like how the old master had taken care of him when he was young. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon or our YouTube memberships if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!